Well, we've been having some nice weather, and our friends up at the lake reported that the road wasn't too bad. So we decided to hop in the car and go up just for an overnight to check on things before the ice goes out for the year. Once the ice starts to become unsafe, it's usually 3 weeks where we can't cross by canoe. So we're forced to wait until the lake is free of ice and then we can get across again. So it's good to go up on this last time when we can make sure that everything's alright. There's a lot of solar panels being installed in farms along the route up to the cottage. It's really great to see. It was really a beautiful sunny day. A little bit cold and windy, but a perfect day to be up north. Once we leave the highway, it's basically a 1.5 lane dirt road for the rest of the way into the cabin. It can get pretty icy, and when the frost starts to come out of the ground, very muddy. And there's a couple sections where if you don't have good winter tires, you're probably not going to get back out. Luckily this time we were able to get all the way in and park at the gate. In another week or two, this will become so muddy that basically, unless you have a 4x4 truck, you're not going to get in. There's just the two of us this weekend, so we packed light and used the little sled here, which someone recommended in a previous video, and it's so obvious and makes walking in so much easier. Good old Iggy's always happy to come up to the cottage. Lots of evidence of snowmobilers coming in and out, but I think the season's over for them too. As always, I like to check the thickness of the ice. There were some stress cracks in the ice, but overall it was still over a foot thick. But there are spots where the ice fishermen have been fishing that have very thin ice. So it's careful checking all the way across. It had rained in the previous week, so the surface of the ice was extremely slippery. We were more worried about falling than falling through. This rock in the middle of the lake seems to attract wildlife. In the summer, it's a popular spot for birds. In the winter, the coyotes and the wolves seem to mark their territory on it. So Iggy always has a look and a sniff to see what's going on. There's a little bit of melting near the shore. I think that's mostly because this side of the lake is solid granite right down to the water, and the sun heats the rocks throughout the day. So there's a skim of water on top, but still good solid ice underneath. With no one around, winter is becoming my favorite time to be there. Hopefully when I get some more time off, I'd love to spend 2 or 3 weeks during this time of year when the ice is melting and going out. If you have a sec, hit that subscribe button. It's really the best way you can help promote us on YouTube. This is as far as the sled can go. Now it's the hike up the hill, but we're close. It's hard to see in this picture, but the sky was reflecting off the lake and making it look almost blue. Can't wait to get the wood-fired pizza oven going again this summer. It's always good to arrive and not see any damage from mice.
Careful.
We've spent a lot of time keeping those critters out. Cabin was slightly warmer than the outside, but not by much. First things first, get that fire going and start warming this place up. Luckily, it doesn't take too long, but the first couple hours we usually spend in front of the fire. The far end of the cabin can be a bit cool. Iggy never goes far from the fire when it's cool in there. Now that the fire's going, collect some snow, get it warming up so we have some washing water when it comes time to clean up. And a chore that always happens every time we visit in the winter is bringing in more firewood. This summer we're going to have to go out and take down a few more trees because we're starting to get low. Hey, I want to take a sec to say thanks for everybody who has subscribed to our channel, and if you have a sec and you aren't a subscriber, please click that button and give us a thumbs up. That really is the best way to get Google to recognize our channel and promote it. One of the things I want to do as much as I can is help to promote other small channels like us. And one of the ones that I've found that I think is really interesting is Mike over on A Cabin in 50 Acres. He's got a great channel and I hope you'll check it out. I'll put a link in the description. And if you go by, leave a comment there and tell him that Andrew sent you from Ontario Lakeside. Okay. But the melt has definitely begun. The water flowing from the pond down into the lake is really starting to go. The creek's filling up. A problem I've been dealing with for a little while is trying to get power to the bunkie. The cabin's about 500 feet that way, and its solar setup is great, but there's really no proper way to send power down here. This has its own solar panels on the roof and some lead acid batteries, but those batteries gave up the ghost last year and I'm not willing to replace them. They're too much of a pain to deal with. So the folks at TrekPow sent me this little unit, and it's a lithium-ion based power pack. It's got 2 AC outlets, 2 USB outlets, a USB-C outlet, and it can be charged off solar. So this will be our go-to power source for anytime someone's staying in the bunkie. It's amazing how much power can be stored in such a small little box. This really will be a perfect addition to our cabin power systems. There's also a LED light on the back, which I don't show here. And I'll put a link in the description if you want to buy one. I'm not affiliated with the company. They did send me this unit to review, and I think it's pretty good. I'll update you guys after I've tested a bit more. I noticed a bit of water in the bathroom, and I realized that the snow has damaged the vent stack for our composting toilet. So I'm going to go up and have a look and see if we can do some repairs until spring. Yeah, you can see I didn't brace properly, and the snow that slides down this roof just cleaved that chimney right off. Obviously this is not a permanent repair, but it'll serve to keep the water out until spring, when I can come up with a better solution. The wind started to pick up on the day we were leaving, and it started to snow a little bit too. But spring is coming. You can feel it. Just a couple of final chores, so we're ready for next time. And then it's the big walk back to the car.